Hello, everybody. Bro Ed the Red, coming to you once again from Louisville, Kentucky, with the program American Stealth, and this is the news you can use. Guess what's going on, folks? According to the Associated Press, 200 people in a Louisiana casino, are said to have contracted something called the norovirus, basically your common stomach virus. I don't know about you, but I find that rather suspect. 200 people in the same casino somehow, some way managed to come down with a mere stomach virus. Why would that, if it's something as benign as a stomach virus, which causes some mild discomfort to moderate for a day or two, why would that make the news? I don't know, maybe because it was 200 people. But I just find that rather suspect that something like that happened during the same time that we have Corona not only going all throughout the world, but right here in the United States. 41% of NCOV Corona cases in China, the people were infected during a visit to the hospital. I don't know about you, but that doesn't make me feel particularly comforted about going to the hospital. It really doesn't. Especially when we take into consideration that it's not just, from what I've learned here in Kentucky, that entire counties are closing down schools, some for an an undetermined period of time. But from what I've learned recently, this is actually going on coast to coast all over the country. Look it up. Conservative death toll stands at about 70,000 deaths in China by now, and the numbers are likely tripled or quadrupled. Of course, 70,000 is simply an estimate. According to reports that approximately 350,000 have been infected. The Chinese government says it's not enough to simply lock people up in their homes and leave them to die. Now, they're taking whole families out of their homes and taking them to substandard facilities with no plumbing and no isolation ward to simply wait to die. These are some really heartless people in their government, let me tell you. The Pentagon has released information that the U.S. military is now prepping NCOV Corona quarantine centers. Most of these are near airports and don't appear to be large-scale facilities holding only about 20 people per center. Of course, that is the beginning. What is the end result going to be? We'll have to wait and see. Be praying that it doesn't get horribly bad, because it very well could. Kentucky, excuse me, I already said that. Oh, yes. Although there haven't been very many just yet, there have been confirmed cases of second-generation mutation of NCOV in the United States. Now we have several strains of the flu, of course now there is NCOV1, first generation, NCOV2, second generation, all of these floating around throughout the country, which sounds rather dangerous to me. I mean, the flu by itself can kill people, and it does. But now we have the opportunity to not only have the flu, but not only one, but possibly both of these coronaviruses at the same time. I mean, it would be bad enough to have one, but to have all three of these at once, you're probably not going to make it. The healthiest of people would probably not make it. Also, the majority of the victims infected or were infected by those who were asymptomatically incubating the viri. Again, the majority of those infected have been infected by those who were incubating and asymptomatic. Just so you know. And it can be 5 to 14 days that people incubate this. So that whole time, they're spreading it around. Chinese government finally admits that NCOV1 is spreading way too fast not to be airborne. Of course, we figured that out long before they did, didn't we? American businesses are shutting down all over China. McDonald's, Starbucks, and Tesla, to name only a few. And there are now almost as many countries refusing travel to and from China as there are refusing trade goods with them. I think that's a good thing. How long will it be before our president decides to do the same? Will it be too little too late? It's starting to look that way. I hope I'm wrong. I pray I'm wrong. But something's not right. This just doesn't make any sense. He should be doing considerably more than he has so far. I mean, granted, he's doing something. I can't say he's not doing anything, but there really needs to be more done. Trade should be completely shut off between us and all of Asia, really, not just China, all of Asia, because that is the region of the world that is being the hardest hit. Of course, China is the hardest hit of all, but I don't know, it's not just Asia. Honestly, if it were me, I would stop trade and travel to every country that this is in. And I would suggest that all of them stop their trade and travel with us because it's here as well. That is the only way that we're going to keep this contained and stop it from spreading. But people are so much more concerned about the economic factor than they are about human life. As long as that's going on, folks, I got news for you. This thing is going to continue to spread, and it's just going to keep getting worse every week until it gets to a point that it's going to be getting worse and worse on a daily basis everywhere. Trade and travel must be stopped completely, and we need to all get on the phone or get on a computer, phone, or something, and either call or email legislators and tell them that that is what we want to see happen. Because if we don't, they're not going to do it. And if they don't, because we didn't tell them that that's what we want, then we're really not going to have anybody to hold responsible for if this getting a lot worse, if it does, other than ourselves. That's just the truth of it. And I'm sorry, but that's just the way it is. If we don't do anything, we don't really have anything to be whining and moaning about. That's just the way it is. At any rate, until next time, be at peace, be in prayer, start preparing, get prepared, and pray some more. Till next time, Bro Ed the Red, signing out.